Hey friends, thank you so much for tuning into this video. I really do appreciate you. I love the big snowflakes falling down across a park. Oh, it's so beautiful. The topic today is so exciting. I just want to give you my story of traveling with KLM for the first time. KLM is one of those airlines which I want to say a lot of people adore. Am I right? But anyways, yeah, like you can tell by the title, my first experience traveling with KLM, I went to Amsterdam and spent a night over there and experienced a little bit of Amsterdam. So yeah. So the thing is, KLM is one of those airlines that has just started. And when it finally came to my city, I was like, yeah! If you live in Canada, you know the limited availability of different airlines that people can choose from. So when we got KLM straight in my city, I was the first person to be super excited. I was like, damn, you know what I mean? And last December, I decided specifically look for flights with KLM. I was very specific. It gotta be KLM. KLM straight from my doorstep all the way to my final destination. I'm so glad that I did get a sweet deal with KLM. Service from Canada to Amsterdam was great. The aircraft was this huge, like super huge, so nice. The meals are great. Oh my gosh, they served us a lot of food. When I say a lot, like they kept on bringing us meals. I think 20 minutes into the flight, they brought us meals. I was like, I haven't seen this before. Anywho, no. If you fly with Canadian Airlines, you know what I'm talking about. But anywho, yeah, the food was great. I really appreciate that. The guy I was seated with was like, you know what, you can order for alcohol. This guy was chunking down drinks, and he was like, you can order. So yeah, your guy right here had to jump on the wagon too. We got drinks after drinks after drinks, and these crew members didn't mind a thing. Kudos, KLM, like kudos to you guys. I had a great flight. I really did. I noticed a few differences flying from Amsterdam to my last destination, which was in Africa. One, the aircraft is different. The aircraft was so different. That aircraft was so outdated. The cloth on the chairs was so old and dirty. Everything was so manual. The service itself as well was down a notch, But I didn't mind because I do understand that they are taking care of different customers at this point, right? So those are the little bits. Oh, the other thing that I did notice was the fact that, Caleb, let me talk to you guys. Why on earth do you separate families? Why on earth do you separate parties that have come together as a team? And by this, I don't mean walking into the airport as a team, but like booked air tickets together. But the most painful thing was some of these were like families with kids. It bothered me. I'm so passionate about this because I've worked in the airlines before. The way we were trained, you gotta sit families together, especially when it involves children. I saw so many families on the aircraft seated in different spots. I was like, is this what happens these days? I don't know. There was a lot of movement, a lot of complaints, a lot of whining, a lot of kids crying and this and that. Anyways, I'm not gonna whine about this because really my trip to Amsterdam was so beautiful. It was marvelous. I loved it. I always wanted stopping by in that city, and my arrival there was so seamless. It was so easy peasy. I knew that having a Canadian citizen, I didn't need to prove to anybody, I didn't need to prove to anybody for me to get into the Netherlands, right? Yeah, we got to the customs desks and the lady, the customs officer was like, where are you guys coming from? Are you Americans? And of course, I'm pulling out my passport and I'm like, no, we're not. Oh, we're coming from Canada and stuff like that. And she was like, oh, okay. She was like, are you guys here to visit? And I'm like, yeah, we're just spending a night. That's all about it. She just asked us that. She was very easy with us. She just stamped into our passport, boom, boom, boom. And she was like, enjoy. Went out and we're boom into Amsterdam. Yep. Anywho, stick around and watch the rest of my stay in Amsterdam. So I traveled to the Dutch city of the Netherlands, and that is none other than Amsterdam. And it was an amazing trip. I've always wanted to go through that city. And the fact that, I don't need a visa right now with a Canadian passport,
I knew I'm gonna take the chance. And of course, we do have KLM straight from our city, so I used KLM. I wasn't disappointed. The service was great. This is my boys on the flight. The food was awesome. The crew speak English, which is good. And you could ask for any drinks as much as you want. And of course, I had to put that to use. Finally landed in Amsterdam and had to find our way out of the airport. You know how it goes. Took a picture of the airport on a upper level, then came down at the exit. It wasn't hard getting out of the airport. The customs office asked, "Are you guys coming from America?" I don't know why. But anyways, with a Canadian passport, it was very easy. When you get here, you know you're in Amsterdam, right? If I can tell you that I've always wanted a picture of this place, oh my gosh, it was very exciting that I had to stop here. It's the first thing you see when you get out of the airport. Anyways, so we made our way to the hotel. I booked at the Best Western Hotel, which I've used before here in Canada, but this one in Amsterdam was a little different. I would say it was more or less like a motel, but that's okay as long as we got somewhere to rest. We had limited time in Amsterdam, so we had to hit the ground running, and we went to the Amsterdam Canal cruise. It was so amazing. This is one of my bucket lists that has been ticked off. So of course we got there. Look how pretty this place is. All we had was nighttime, so I had to make the best of it, you know. It was winter in Amsterdam, but not too cold, so we enjoyed the trip. And this is us here waiting for our boat show up and get on it and go on a canal tour. Come along with me. We get ourselves comfortable on the boat. They serve cheese. That cheese is amazing. And a refreshment of your choice. But side note, you have to pay for it. Anywho, there was a lot to learn. The tour guide taught us a lot. Listen in.
Working class canal. In the actual days, this canal is considered the party canal. And why the party canal? We celebrate two massive parties that probably you heard about them. One of them is the King's birthday. Did you hear about it?
King's birthday?
Yes. We celebrate that party 27 April. If you are here for that day, you will see everyone in the Netherlands, we wear orange clothes. Why? The last name of our king is Van Oranje. That means orange in English. And that's why orange is the national color, because of the royal family. But I like the king's birthday because that day we are allowed to sell on the streets anything we want and we don't need to pay any taxes. That's why I say long life to the king. There is another party, for sure you heard about it. Rainbow colors. The Pride. We celebrate the Pride the first weekend of August in Amsterdam. Why is so important in this city? The most common product to trade? Spices. So back in those days, actually with a glass of wine full with black pepper, you were allowed to buy this of good together, and if they fit, then you have your money. Some expressions comes out of the Netherlands for economics. How do you guys say in Dutch piece of wood? Stock. And the trustly person that you call to break your piece of wood? Stockbroker. And it's first time in history that we have a female major. We saw her today and she waved to us. She's really cool. If you become the mayor of Amsterdam, you are allowed to live in that house.
Wow.
But another thing that I want that you see, guys, can you see the houses in front of you with the twin staircases?
Yep.
If you note the staircases at the left, this guy, he has one more step in the staircases. That was the way to show to your neighbor, I'm a little bit more rich. I'm paying a little bit more tax about my staircase. But if you note the frame door of the house at the right, the frame door is bigger. So these guys, they have a competition about which one was the richest person in the house.
You're getting some kisses!
Just like that, our trip came to an end. It was so amazing going through Amsterdam. Our taxi driver came and picked us up. Amsterdam is so beautiful. The people are friendly. The airport is so easy to maneuver through. It's very busy, but it's worth it. And I can never wait to get another chance, another opportunity to go back to Amsterdam. Bye bye. And that was it for my trip. And we were off back home. That trip was amazing. Amsterdam is so awesome. If you get a chance, go visit.